welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a kind of deep chit chat Q&A. The video wouldn't really be me if it didn't get deep. Like, let's just be real, my Pisces, we're deeper than the ocean. Let's get started with the first question. We're already getting into the zodiac signs. I love when you guys bring up zodiac signs. As a fellow Pisces, I know that we can get sensitive at times. Sensitive ain't the word. How do you deal with hate comments and haters in general? Are you the stereotypical sensitive Pisces like me and get emotional about everything? Being a Pisces, you're bound to be hella hypersensitive. Like, it just comes with being a Pisces. I am extremely sensitive. I take things very personally, very easily. It's just who I am. Highly emotional. I don't even know what to call myself when it comes to emotions. I feel things as if no one else can ever feel them. I've felt like that ever since I was younger. I just feel like nobody feels as deep as I do. How do you deal with the haters and the negative comments? Like with haters or just with like negative comments in general, you know, they like to throw shade, right? Like that's just what they do. They throw shade. Because they enjoy shade, what I would suggest is maybe like standing underneath a palm tree. There's lots of shade there. It's nice and cool. Palm tree. There's this show I watch, you guys, it's called Beauty Bars, and there's this guy, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but it's Rel, but he is so funny. He said, he's like, I'm gonna keep my enemies closer, and he's like, because she throws a lot of shade. Palm tree. Honestly, like, you have to know when to like, just stand underneath the palm tree, you will get a lot more shade than you're actually throwing. The next question. My question to you is, how do you increase your body positivity and raise self-esteem? By the way, I love your channel and love the person that you are. Thank you so much. Growing up, my mother always raised all of us to take care of yourself. It's important to look beautiful because when you look beautiful, you feel beautiful. And I believe in that, and I'm so glad that she taught us that. Sorry. I just really appreciate my mom for teaching me that. There's so many times where I would come down the stairs from spending so much time getting ready for, you know, an event or something that we were going to, and she would say, you look so beautiful all the time. Sorry. You know, I feel like I wish everybody had that. I wish everybody heard that all the time. Oh God, sorry. You know what, you guys? We're not even gonna get a tissue box. We're gonna get a paper toilet roll. You know what? This thing just allows me to roll out my feelings. That's what it does. I've always had confidence growing up though. Ever since I was young, I think it's just my personality. I always loved looking beautiful. The truth is that the love has to come within. You have to be able to build yourself up, and you have to know that you're beautiful. No one else can build that up for you. Number one, you need to ask yourself, and like honestly, if it helps you, look in the mirror. It's helped me. Where I look in the mirror and I say to myself, are you happy the way you are? Do I like this person that I see in the mirror myself? Is this the person that I like? Is this the person that I really want to be? And if you have some doubts, it's up to you to fix those things. Nobody can fix it for you. Nobody's going to fix it for you. At the end of the day, you have to put in the work. A lot of you will send me messages and say, you're so confident. I'm here to be so honest with you guys. When I'm filming for you guys, like being on YouTube, it's so easy for me to be myself. I know you guys are an actual audience, but there's no one actually here like, you know, handing out any judgment. But as soon as you put a couple people in a room, I find it much harder to be myself because society has all these things. Like, for example, I used to be embarrassed about telling people I've never smoked in my entire damn life. And I was embarrassed for admitting that. Why? Because society tells you it's not cool. Never done drugs. You're not the kid that experimented. Now when I'm talking to someone, whether it's a girl or a guy, I'm like, I don't drink, I don't smoke. That's another thing I don't do. I do not drink. I do not like the taste, and I always felt guilty. And I think that the number one hardest thing to do, and I'm still doing it today and I'm 28 years old, is truly feeling comfortable in your own skin. I feel like I am a very confident person with my looks and my appearance, But inside, I'm still trying to be confident with my personality. You need to feel comfortable with yourself because that person needs to know you inside and out, you know? And I've always kind of struggled with that. And the thing is, with being a Pisces, always feel the need to kind of mold ourselves to the environment. It's just, we kind of just want to be what you want us to be. It's hard to explain, but I'm tired of it and I don't want to do it anymore. Say, for example, if someone's like, do you like that restaurant? I would be like, no, I don't like that restaurant. I really don't. You know, but the old me would have been like, I don't, but like if you want to go and da-da-da-da, like, no, you don't like it, Steph. You need to stand up. That's another thing that comes with being a Pisces. Sometimes you just don't speak up and you just don't stand up for yourself. Hey, Steph, my question would be how to guard your heart when getting to know a new guy. I've only been in one relationship my whole life and I tend to get too attached to people. Are you a Pisces? Are you? Because we get attached. I find because of what I went through, you know, in past relationships, I'm very extremely guarded. I have problem trusting people. I think a lot of people do these days because I feel like I'm super guarded and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can trust you, you know, and I'm just hypersensitive to it. For me, I think the best thing is to focus on someone's actions. I also suggest to not go into a new relationship or a new dating experience having that guard just too high, because the problem is your true self's not going to come out. Would you want to be on a date with someone that was super guarded? You kind of have to turn the tables. You have to remind yourself that that person is not why that brick wall is up. You know, this person's brand new. You need to give this person a chance. Allow yourself to have fun. Allow yourself to be your true self and just enjoy the time. You can't start a new beginning with the past. You basically just have to learn from the experiences from the past, but try not to like literally wheel them in with you on a date. Are you currently dating? Would you go on a blind date? What is your ideal first date? I'm gonna just have some coffee to this. I wish I could say that this was tea, but it's not. I feel like I'm at the phase where I'm like just kind of like getting back into it. I'm just open to it again. You know, for a while I just really wasn't. Would you go on a blind date? It would depend who's setting me up on the blind date. Like if my sister was setting me up on a blind date, I'd be like, okay. Like she knows, like, is this gonna be a train wreck or not? Blind dates to me, I feel like I just want to be in control of the situation and I want to pick who I, you know, spend my time with. The idea has always like made me very nervous and it's definitely not my favorite. I think for a first date, sometimes I'm like so black and white. It's so weird, you guys. That also comes with being a Pisces. It's so annoying. Sometimes I would rather, like, I think it depends who it is. But let's say we've been talking for like a few days and like we really have this like really good connection. I wouldn't mind going to dinner. I love going to dinner. I think that that's a very good first date. I don't mind going for like a movie after or something just very chill. I think that if there isn't this very strong connection and it's still very fresh, but I like get asked on a date, I wouldn't mind going for coffee. I like things that are very subtle. I watch these dating shows and people take like each other to Zumba classes and I'm just like, I do hate the whole sit down thing, you guys, though. Like I said in my past video, it just feels like an interview, you know? I don't want that. That's the one thing that made me not want to get back into the dating, because my past dates, that's all they do is just sit there and they're just like, can we just talk about stuff that, you know, we've experienced, or, you know, just naturally let it come out instead of like, what music do you listen to? What are you doing right now? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, I can't do it, guys. I just can't do it. I just want it to be more organic and just flowy. Did you ever end friendships and why? And how did you live with it? Yes, I have. I've ended many friendships. Funny enough, it's always been me that ends it. No one has ended a friendship with me. Wow, I just realized that. Okay. I've just gotten burned so many times. To be quite honest with you guys, it was all based off of jealousy most of the time. Some of my friendships were just because we were just on two separate pages. They were either too outgoing for me and I just wasn't that outgoing as much as them. Like, I'm not gonna go out dancing every Friday night. I'm not gonna go out partying every Saturday night or clubbing. It's just not me. I wouldn't work out with a friend like that. And just people taking advantage of me, you know. That's another thing with Pisces. Like, for those of you who are Pisces, you need to really watch out. We are very generous, nice people, and we will do a lot of things that most people won't, and that's just something I've just grown up with. There's only like a little percentage of people that are gonna be like, I recognize how sweet you are, and you know what, you deserve this. I definitely noticed that I have picked certain friends that require me to help them. I look for people that need my help, need my comfort, or need me in some certain way. Now I'm open to looking for friends, but this time I want friendships that are just real. And so if you both said to yourself, okay, this friendship's just not gonna work out, you need to be okay with that decision and you need to just kind of move on. And I think that goes back to self-esteem and confidence. Do you know how to speak Spanish? How did you learn? I'm asking because I see you love reggaeton, Latin music, and I love reggaeton too. By the way, I love your channel. Thank you so much. Some of the questions in this video are going to be kind of random, and I kind of like that. I told you guys can ask me anything. Si yo hablo español, pero solo un poquito, y quiero aprender más. But I don't speak the whole entire thing. I just understand a little bit. A lot of Portuguese can kind of relate to the Spanish language, and a lot of the words in Portuguese are very, very similar. I actually need to like keep brushing up on my Spanish. I like watching a ton of Spanish shows, and the subtitles really help me because I like to connect the words, and I'm like, okay, so this means that means this, she's trying to say this. I love that. I love listening to reggaeton. It's my favorite. It is my absolute favorite genre of music to listen to. It's just, it's what I eat, live, and breathe, like, and even sleep. Like, I absolutely love it. And music has just always been extremely important to me. I want to learn the entire language. It's like, it's my dream. Some of you will teach me certain stuff, and I love it. I appreciate every bit of it. Hi, Steph. I'm just wondering how you are and stay so confident on yourself all the time. At this moment, I'm dealing with that, being so afraid about what people will say or think about me. P.S. I really love your videos and I think you are awesome. I love you. Oh, thank you so much. I love you too. Yeah, so this is kind of touching a little bit about what I was talking about before, about accepting yourself and really feeling confident to be like, yeah, I like reggaeton. Yes, I like only Spanish music. Yes, I like to be at home. No, I don't like to go clubbing. No, I don't like to drink. No, I don't like to smoke. No, I don't like to swear. I can totally relate to this question. But again, how do I stay confident? I am physically very confident with myself. When I look beautiful, I feel like $1 billion, not even a million. I feel like $1 billion when I just walk outside confident. And I think that's just my personality. I think that's just, you know, the pip in my step that I've always really had. I'm okay with like dressing down and not having makeup on or whatever, but I just always feel more beautiful, and I still feel beautiful when I don't have makeup. It's not like I feel like I'm not confident anymore, because I show you guys all the time, but I just feel a lot better when I'm all done up. I just feel super confident. With the self-esteem, to be honest with you guys, I have kind of dissected it in a very simple form. Here's the deal. It takes so much work. Let's just say you're with a friend or you're on this date, okay? You're on this date and you're in front of this guy and he's asking you, you know, oh, what kind of music you like to listen to? Like, so you start freaking out and you're like, oh my god, like, what is he gonna say? Like, is he gonna think I'm weird for listening to reggaeton? Like, oh my god, I don't like Drake. Should I tell him I like Drake? Everybody loves Drake. That takes so much work when all you have to do is say, I really love reggaeton. It's my favorite music. I love Spanish music. I love Latin music. Why is that so hard though? There's so much pressure to be put in this bubble, in this box, than to just be your authentic, blossoming self. Like, why is this such a difficult task for us? It's because we are afraid of judgment. You are afraid, I'm afraid that he's gonna say, really? What you say to him when if he were to ever do that, or if anybody ever does that? Well, you asked me what music I listen to. You have to fight for who you are. I know it's just so hard to just be yourself, but yet it's the only thing that we actually know how to do, but it's as if we don't want to do it. You're gonna get authentic friendships. You're gonna get authentic relationships. You're gonna get to know people that are actually in love with who you are. Because if you start to mold yourself, can you imagine that? That's a big snowball that's starting to happen. It's just gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's tiring. It's extremely exhausting. If that person is judging you for what you are giving to them as your true authentic self, you don't want that person in your life. Get them out. On to the next one. I love that you said this. And I love your honesty. Thank you so much. I am dealing with that because I'm so afraid about what people are going to think. That's so powerful because you have literally handed that person the complete power. There's so much power in just being yourself. And if being yourself wasn't enough for them, guess what? You get up and you walk away, and now the power is all back in your hands. Hey Steph, I have a question for your Q&A because I think you give the best advice. Thank you. How do you know whether your ex actually wants you back or is just using you? Me and my boyfriend have been broken up for a few months because he said he wanted to experience the single life. Well, do you, boo-boo? No, please. No, don't let me stop you. Palm tree. But keeps inviting me over and wanting to hang out with me. You are my inspiration and I love making the food that you show on your channel, and we have the exact same clothing style. I hope you get a chance to answer my question. You guys broke up. He's telling you he wants to experience a single life, invites you over, wants to hang out with you. Some of these things just don't add up. This is not tasting good to me. The reason why I don't like it is the first thing that I was just like, whoa, was that I need to experience a single life. At that point, in my personal opinion, what you should have done is said, if that's what you feel like you need to do in your life, then go ahead. But I will not be coming over and I will not be hanging out with you because you're giving me mixed messages when you do that. That shows him she's serious. She's not gonna go for these games I'm playing with her, because it's a game. Like, let's just be real. You want to experience a single life, you invite me over all the time. Come on. And you're going along for the ride. You're nobody's puppy. You're a woman. You are a person. You have feelings. You have a heart. And that person is literally beating around with it and playing around. It's not a joke. It's not funny. Do you think or feel that it is a bad thing to not keep in touch with your best friends? In other words, is it okay to go on your own paths? This has happened to me. I don't like to have like friends here or there where I just say like hi and bye to, or I hang out with them like every 6 months. I don't really like that type of friend. If I'm gonna have a friend, that person's gonna be one of my best friends or my best friend. My sissy's my best friend now. Hey girl! I've had to let go of best friends, like people that I was with all the time, you guys. Just separate paths. You have to make the decision that's right for yourself and your life. And my life has only improved. It hasn't gotten worse because I just know as a person what I need. So I have been seeing this guy for 4 months. Everything is great. We have fun. And we're starting to get serious. Ooh. My problem is that he can be shady and he's just secretive. He'll ask me who I'm texting and what's going on, but he won't tell me any of those things. I find them out through his friends. That's shady AF. And then they will say in front of me, did that other girl call you again? I'm sorry, I have to pause right there. That's mad disrespectful. Because apparently this other girl he had a thing with in the summer has just confessed her love for him, which again I found out from his friends and not from him. It's just annoying that he keeps stuff from me, but I tell him stuff I don't know what to do. Number one, I really think that he needs to open up to you. If he can't do this, personally for me, I can't be in a relationship like that. What's very strange about this situation is his friends are opening more up to you than he's opening up to you. Now, remember girls' actions. Say to him, you know what? I don't like this, this, and this, and this. Are we gonna fix this? What's going on with that girl? You need to be open with me. Your friends are telling me more than you're actually telling me. And this can't work if you're not gonna be open with me. If it's only gonna be a one-way street where he wants to know all about what you're doing, but you don't know about what he's doing, then that's just not a relationship. What are your thoughts on why it can be so different to date this day and age? I feel like everyone has the FWB mentality, or wants the perks of being in a relationship without actually committing to one. So I actually looked up what FWB meant because I did not know what that meant. I swear to you guys, still friends with benefits. Dating this day and age, you know, being extremely old-fashioned like I am, I feel like it's difficult because in this day and age, things are just so different. Like, a woman has something to provide in a relationship, and a man has something to provide in a relationship. I want my guy to open doors. The door that I enter when you take me on a date, and the door to your car as well. Like, I just want that. I find that guys are very intimidated by women. I feel like the roles have definitely reversed, whereas in the past, it was all about, you know, the man taking care of the woman. I'm okay if a guy comes at me very calmly. Like, if an Aries came at me, I'd probably be like, whoa, settle down. I kind of like the Taurus approach, Well, actually, no, Tauruses are mad slow. Like, it's probably going to take you 2 years to go up to the girl if you're a Taurus. You know what I'm saying? Like, a Taurus will be super, super shy. Normally, they need you to make the first move. But anyways, if they were to, they would come at you very calm. Tauruses are very chill, very calm. The whole FWB thing, no. If that's what you're looking for, sorry, darling, you came up the wrong palm tree. That's just for me. It's just not going to work out for me. From the start, you need to make that clear. If that's what you're looking for and that's what he's looking for, fine. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm just not from this time. I just don't belong in this generation because I'm so old-fashioned. I need to meet a guy that's a little bit more old-fashioned like me, because if he's just way too modern, you know, like if he thinks he's just way too good to open a door for me, it's just not going to work, because it's like, I want that guy that will take that time to do those things for me and appreciate those little things, you know, that he does for me. So you kind of have to just be honest from the get-go what you guys want from each other. I was friends with this girl for a good solid year, but we stopped being friends because she just doesn't respect my feelings. When I open up to her about certain things that she does bothers me. I'm a Pisces and I'm sensitive, and she's a very aggressive Capricorn. It's true that the cons outweigh the pros when it came to the friendship, and that's why it ended. But now she's the one who has a bunch of friends, goes out all the time, and is always happy. But I'm always the one that's here so hurt. I tried to put the effort and fix the friendship, but she doesn't care. If she's not caring about the effort that you're putting out, you're not that important to her. It's just that simple. You know, you're this sweet Pisces that's just trying to see if you can find a way to make it work. But at the end of the day, you're also settling, because you also admitted, you said that the cons outweigh the pros. But you still kind of want to like keep her. And I can relate to you. I can completely relate to you. But the fact is, she doesn't want to keep you as much as you want to keep her. She's clearly moved on. That's how she's happy. And you need to find what makes you happy and what you want to do. Or I think you're more stuck to the idea that you were friends with her more than actually being in love with her as your friend. You will find a friend that's going to accept you for who you are. And you'll find a friend where the pros outweigh the cons. I have been on a fitness journey for quite some time now. Of course, with some hiccups along the road of Reese's and some drinking. Yes, girl. But for the most part, I stay pretty on track. So my question is, how do I stay motivated when my results have also taken so long to start showing? Sometimes I want to give up because I want to see results as fast as I would like. I really want to remind you guys that my journey has been over a year. And I've only lost 30-something pounds. A year, that's how much I've lost. Could I have lost it faster? Absolutely. But I wanted to do it on a really, really extremely realistic lifestyle. I'm okay if it takes me 2 years to get my dream body. Focus on that end finish line, because the end finish line, I'm telling you guys, like, it already feels so good. And I'm almost at my dream body. I think I'll be fully done in like another year. It really just takes time. And although it's a weight loss journey, it's also a psychological journey. It's also, you know, a relationship with yourself where you're trying to grow. There was only one time in this weight loss journey where I wanted to give up. I was just going through plateau after plateau and I just did not know what to do. Like, what I find the best to do is to go back to maintenance calories for a while and then drop back down, and then you will lose the weight again. I don't really think I wanted to like give up and be done with it, but that's the only time that I felt like discouraged. And the blunt, honest truth is, you gotta keep going. You just gotta keep going. I wanted to ask you, how about boyfriends and your advice on how to meet guys? I am 18 and still haven't had a boyfriend yet because I can't seem to find a guy that I'm interested in or seems right for me. If you are very social, I definitely would recommend to go to as many places as you possibly can. Places that interest you. Like, don't just go anywhere just because you think you might meet someone there, because that's probably where you're gonna find someone with the same kind of interests as you. If you're like me and you're like a homebody and you're not really social, you're kind of like antisocial and like introverted, it's definitely a lot more harder to meet people. So social media might be a good place. I mean, I know people personally that have met people on social media and it's working out just fine. It's just a lot less intimidating. At the gym, you can meet people too. My best advice on how to answer that, I feel like every time like I kind of get this question, I'm just like, I don't really like meet a lot of people, just because I'm not like super social. Like, I literally laughed out loud because I was dying to answer this question. Are you a jealous girlfriend? I need some tips on how to not, she put in caps, not be so jealous, because I'm extremely jealous. Please and thank you. And she said, te amo. Oh, thank you. This is so funny. I'll tell you why, because I'm that jealous girlfriend. When you look it up, like, jealousy comes from insecurity, and it does. But I definitely think it can come with your personality as well. Pisces women can be very jealous women. It's because we're emotional, we're very possessive, and for me, I know my jealousy comes from possession. This is something where I'm trying to fix too, where I'm trying to ask myself, do I even need to fix this? I like jealous guys too. Like, I like 10% stalkerish, like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not like crazy jealous. I want that guy that's gonna be a little bit possessive and ask me like, where are you going? I've just always liked that in a guy. I just always have. And I think it just gives a woman reassurance that he cares. You definitely don't want to be an unhealthy jealous, because there's definitely a line. It's so funny. I put up a poll on my IG story and asked you guys if it was cool if your boyfriend was to like other girls' pictures, like if you would be cool with that. And the two options were hell no and no big deal. So funny to see. It was like 63% for hell no. So I personally don't like it. If she's like a friend of ours, like mutual, and I understand why he's liking it, that's fine. But like if she's in a bikini or her booty showing or her cleavage is showing and she's like in this very tight dress, there's no reason for you to be liking that picture. I'm sorry. I just don't like that in a relationship. I just don't like it. I don't want my boyfriend to be okay with that either. It's not like I'm just being one-sided. I don't want him to be okay with me liking other guys' pictures either. I don't care if she's like with her dog, if she's with her grandma, if she's with her cousins and she's posting a picture, or I don't care about those pictures. That's not the pictures I'm talking about. Like, I really don't care about those. When you find yourself getting like too out of hand, if he says to you, listen, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, I'm sorry that it bothered you. If he's willing to compromise and he explains to you like, yeah, you're right, that wasn't cool, or I understand why you didn't like that, it really wasn't a big deal to me, you know what I'm saying? I think you need to like have a discussion about that. My name is also Stephanie, so my question is, what advice would you give someone who is in a long distance relationship? My boyfriend and I have been apart for a couple of months now due to unfortunate events in our lives, and sometimes it is extremely difficult not being with him. I mean, I only know of one of them, but it actually worked out really well. Long distance relationships, I've always thought of them to be extremely difficult just because I like to be very close with the person that's in my life, especially my boyfriend. I'm just trying to think the best case scenario to deal with this is you both need to put as much effort as you possibly can into the relationship, and that's just going to give both of you reassurance how much you guys are both dedicated and committed to each other. FaceTime or Skype as much as you guys can, or talk on the phone and text as much as you guys can. I think that that's the absolute best thing that you guys can do. I think sharing as much as possible with each other, like just to keep that connection going. Someone's always going to appreciate if you tell them and you make it verbal that you miss them. So tell them that you miss him. Hi Steph, first of all, love you. Thank you. Would like your opinion on feeling like you're at the end of a long-term relationship but just can't find yourself actually breaking up with that person. Again, I've been there and I can relate to this question. You worked so hard to be in this relationship and you have gone just through so much, and I know what it's like to feel like you're just not in love with that person anymore. You're just wasting more time if you're not honest with him about it. You never know, maybe he has similar feelings that you do too. Maybe he's afraid as well. You can't really move on, and it's not fair to him because he's in a relationship too where you're not even really in love with him anymore. As hard as it is, I know that feeling. When something just has to end, it just has to end. And the faster you get it over and done with, the better it's going to be. This question really hit home for me. It says, I recently broke up with my boyfriend after putting up with a lot of things I shouldn't have. I'm 27 years old. All of my friends are either engaged in long-term relationships. I can't help but feel lost and lonely because I feel the pressure to be in those positions, of course. What are some tips and things I can do to kick the lonely feeling? Sending you tons of love from Toronto. Love you so much. I fell into that whole trap of feeling like you're supposed to be engaged. You're supposed to, be getting pregnant like everybody else. I felt like the people I knew that were around my age, they were all doing that. You have two options. You can focus on the fact that you feel lonely, or you can just accept that this is just where life has brought you at this point. Because I can say the same thing for myself. Now I'm much more okay with it than I was before. It just really hit me before. Really recognize that you have made this decision for yourself. I mean, it's such a good decision that you've made, to end something that just wasn't working out for you, and now you have the chance to really grow as a person. It's a fresh new slate. I think that we love to put so much focus on the fact that when you're single, you're so lonely. Kind of see the beauty in you having this time to yourself right now, and just know that it's going to happen at some point. Hey Stephanie, I adore you so much. You're such a huge inspiration. Thank you so much. do you have anxiety? And if so, how do you deal with it? This question really hits home. I thought it was the perfect moment to really share a story with you guys. I do have anxiety. I have grown so much when it comes to anxiety, and I feel like the ultimate goal is to be in control of your body and your mind. You have to find a way to calm yourself down. You guys don't know this, but I was having a really bad 3 days that week, and I was trying to do a clothing haul for you guys, and my anxiety right before my period was coming. I've had anxiety like that, but this was like hormones with anxiety in one, and I started filming a clothing haul and I had to stop, and I could not do it. I made it past the intro. That's as far as I got. Like, I cannot work under these conditions. I can't do it. I'll wait for another day. I didn't want to see anybody's face. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I even expressed it on Snapchat. I told you guys my hormones are just really raging. To help myself, I have to be in control. Or if your boyfriend always helps you, at the end of the day, that's good. That's great. It's awesome that you have support to help you. You need to be your own sort of medication. Helping myself has only made me stronger. I feel like with anxiety, when you go against the grain, sometimes it's the worst thing you can do. I just wanted to cry. But I've read a lot about anxiety, and your body is sending a message, right? It's telling you, like, cry. You want to cry. I let myself do that. I really do, and I really believe in that. I know I need to be alone. I don't really want anyone's help. I just want to kind of sometimes vent. So sometimes I'll vent to Amy and be like, I'm just feeling this way, you know? I want to be able to be at a point where I can handle my anxiety and recognize it and know what works for me and what doesn't work for me. When I do eventually bring children into this world, I don't want to rub off the things that I could have fixed. I believe it's all in your mentality. The brain is definitely a very strong, powerful thing. Really do think that you can steer it to make yourself feel better. Even if you learn a little something from your anxiety each and every time, it's better than you learning absolutely nothing from it. Okay guys, so that is basically it for this Q&A. Thank you guys so much to all of you for all of your questions. As always, I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed this video today, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to get notified for all my newest videos. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you babes next time.